Hey guys, welcome to the 2 a.m. pipe on the patio. Tonight I'm smoking my 2017 St. Nicholas 320 KS. And in it, I am smoking some Gawith and Hogarth Grassmere Flake. One of my top 5 tobaccos. At the moment. Nice quiet evening. The crickets just stopped chirping, which is always weird. It always reminds me of once upon a time in the West, when all the crickets and everything stopped chirping. And they're just weird. Oh. So I was thinking about a buddy of mine today. My buddy Scott. We all called the Monkey Boy. I met Scott in, I think it was 1991, it's just before I got married. And I was playing in Tomcat's band, and I took a leave from Tomcat's band to have some surgery done, and took 6 weeks off. Had the surgery done, and something happened during the surgery. I don't know what happened, but I came out of the surgery with a herniated disc, and I don't know if something happened when they were trying to move me from one table to a bed to another or something after the surgery, but I came out of the surgery with a herniated disc, and no idea what happened. And but I couldn't stand up or anything after the surgery. My back was just jacked up. And then after, the surgery healed, I had adhesions. So I was a mess after the surgery, and I wound up having to quit Tomcat's band, and because I couldn't lift my gear, I couldn't stand for any length of time. I was just a mess, and so I wound up having to leave Tomcat's band. So I was spending a lot of time up at Moe's Guitars, and there was this young kid going to San Diego State that kept coming in all the time. We'd get talking, and he was from New York. Great kid, huge Allman Brothers fan, so we hit it off right away. And I mean, he was a huge Allman Brothers fan. He's just as much an Allman Brothers fan as I was. In fact, he may have been even more of an Allman Brothers fan. And when he was living in New York, he would go see them all the time. He'd go to the Beacon shows, and I mean, he knew Kirk West and all those guys that were, you know, the inner circle of the Allman Brothers. He was on the outside of the Allman Brothers inner circle, you know. And he wanted to learn to play slide guitar, so I wasn't doing anything, so I started giving him slide guitar lessons. And teaching him about the history of slide guitar and turning him on to all these, you know, he was just a Duane Allman freak, and so I started taking him backwards from Duane Allman, you know, to all the slide greats before Duane. And just took him to school and was teaching him slide. Well, we started hanging out. And we wound up becoming great friends over the years. But my wife and I wound up getting married. Scott flew out from New York for our wedding, and he as you know, we would always hang out together, and he became part of my circle of friends. He fit right in. Everybody loved him. So my wife and I moved into this apartment. It was the second place we lived. We'd been there about a month. We got, you know, everything set up. We were ready to have a little get together at our house. And our house always seemed to be the place that everybody came to party. With good reason. And we were always down to party, you know. And I was just a tad bit of a drinker back in those days. And so we have all these people over. We've got, you know, 13, 14, 15 people in the apartment. We're just having a good old party. Everybody's having fun. We're hammered. We are seriously hammered. So I go in to use the restroom. Next thing I know, I hear my buddy Mikey. He's like, Johnny, Scott's out on a balcony, and he's trying to jump off the balcony. So we're on the second floor apartment. People who lived below us had a like a bamboo shade that went from the bottom of our balcony out about 3 feet to the fence that went around their little patio. So it kind of went at an angle, you know. So Mikey's like, he's hanging on to the porch or the patio, the balcony. He's just hanging there, man. And he went through the shade, the neighbor's shade down below, and I'm just ticked, and I am ready to blow a gasket. Now, when I was drinking back then, I was one of those guys that turned into, I love you, man, I love you. I told everybody I loved them all the time. I was a very loving drunk. I was ticked off. I was so mad, and I was fuming. So I told Mike, I said, just go grab his hand, I'll be right out. Just don't let him fall. So I get out there, Mikey's got one arm, he's holding him on one arm. So I come out there and I go, Scott, what the are you doing? He says, I don't know, man, I don't know. I was just trying to have some fun. So I reach down, and I just with one hand, and I reach down and I grab him, and I get him by the boxer shorts. And I pulled him up with one hand by his boxers up over the railing. Just one-handed, boom, pull him up over the railing. And I'm just steaming mad. I pull him inside the apartment, because it's late at night. It's, you know, midnight or something. And I'm reading him the riot act. We just moved in here. We've been here like a month. We just moved here. You're trying to jump through somebody's... I was just reading him the riot act. And I was letting him have it, man. I was just so mad. So I made him come back the next day. Go down to the neighbors. Tell them that he broke their shade. So he comes over and he goes down to the neighbor's house. And I'm standing up in the balcony so I can hear what he tells them. And he says, ma'am, sir, whatever. I wanted to apologize. I was out here with some friends the other day, yesterday. And I threw a football and it went through your shade here. And he goes, I'd like to pay for it. And they were really cool. They were like, don't worry about it, man. It was an old shade. We've had it, you know, it's been there for years. Don't even worry about it. It's fine. They were totally cool about it. And I was like, okay, cool. You know, at least he went over there and apologized and tried to pay for it. But after he did that, you know, tried to jump off the balcony and was hanging there, we all started calling him the monkey boy. What do you think you are, a monkey boy or something out there? And that name is stuck. It's been, that was what, 92, 90, yeah, 90, it's probably the beginning of 93. Somewhere around there. So that's been what, 28 years? And my wife and I will be married 29 years this year, so that'll be 28 years, something like that. And He's still Monkey Boy. Nicest guy though. We are still great friends. He's like my little brother. He's an attorney now. He's doing really well. He's got a beautiful wife and a beautiful little daughter. And Sadie and his wife get along so good. They're both, all about Paris, and they just love Paris. So they're always talking to each other about Paris, and his little daughter and Sadie. Sadie's always doing little crocheting little things for his daughter and stuff. And we go to concerts together, and we still message each other about music, and he'll send me links whenever Tedeschi trucks are on the internet playing someplace. He'll send me the link to it so I can watch it. We still are in touch, and he's really good friends with Johnny Statula, who's the slide guitar player for the Almond Betts band. Johnny and I know each other, and it's kind of cool because Johnny played at his wedding. And that's where I met Johnny. And then and Johnny's just a really cool guy too. So if you haven't checked out the Almond Betts band, check them out. They've got 2 albums out now. It's Devin Allman and Dwayne Betts. Greg Allman's son and Dickie Betts' son, and Barry Oakley's son as the bass player from all 3 of them, sons of the Allman Brothers. And Johnny Statula plays slide guitar, and he is phenomenal. But Scott, the Monkey Boy, one of the nicest guys you will ever meet in your life, though. But I don't think he'll ever forget being pulled up by his boxer shorts up over that railing. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.